So yesterday's Serie A games, Juventus against Inter Milan. What a game that was! Fantastic game, great game. It was the typical, you can understand why people love this kind of game, the Derby d'Italia, and it was truly delivered as the Derby d'Italia. Very good game. Juventus scoring the goal, gained the lead from Lloyd Kelly, Çalhanoğlu equalizing after that, and then a second goal from Kenan Yildiz. Çalhanoğlu scoring again. I thought he was brilliant in this game, by the way, scoring 2 goals. And Juventus, I thought they looked the better team in the first half. They were winning 2-1. But in the second half, I thought Inter responded quite well, scoring 2 goals from Çalhanoğlu and Thuram. And when Thuram scored that third goal to make it 3-2 to Inter in the 76th minute, you think like, okay, that's it. Inter won the game. They showed a great comeback and they were much better, and they were much better than Juventus. But then Inter's mistakes at the end, and they you have to say they crumbled a bit towards the end. Inter in the last 10-15 minutes. Yes, you might criticize Inter as well, but you also have to give credit to Juventus for not giving up. They were winning 2-1, and then Inter came back winning 3-2. Anything like, yeah, that's it. But Juventus showed great character, great fight. 3-3 from Marcus Thuram's brother, Keferen Thuram Ilian. And then the winning goal from Vasilic Azic, 4-3. By the way, when there's a ref cam in Serie A, and when it was 1-1, there was two players, the two Thuram brothers, in front of the referee. I mean, oh my God, that was a funny clip, that one. But anyway, the two Thuram brothers, they had a very good game, and let's not forget that they scored as well. So, but yeah, the winning goal from Azic, scoring the winner for Juventus. Very important win for Juventus. They've had a very good start. 3 games, three wins as well. So, it's for sure it's a different Juventus team to last season, because last season they obviously they qualified for the Champions League, but they were not like in contention for they were nowhere near fighting for the title. But they've had a very good start to the season. This season, that's for sure. And Inter Milan, that's 2 losses, I think, in 3 games, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 2 losses in 3 games. Yeah, that's not good enough for Inter, especially for a team that wants to compete for, winning Serie A's and competed for Champions League finals in a couple of years. Yeah, losing 2 games in 3, that's not good enough. A bit like City as well, who also lost 2 of the first 3 games. And I have to say as well, like Sommer had a very, very poor game. I mean, you can see 4 goals, and I thought some of the goals he conceded, like some mistakes, and I felt he should have done better. It's a bit like De Gea when he had that poor game against Portugal years ago in 2018 World Cup, and then he never recovered after that. It's a bit similar. Yes, he had some great performances like against Tottenham, where he made lots of saves, and he had some good individual games, but in general he was not the same after that. This is the similar situation to Jan Sommer. When they had that humiliation of against PSG, conceded 5 goals, and you could say also Barcelona, because he conceded also 6 goals over 2 legs that against Barcelona. You can clearly see he's truly never recovered. He's like, his goalkeeping attributes and qualities have gone down a bit. So Fiorentina against Napoli. Napoli win 3-1. Napoli continued a fantastic start of the season, and of course, any team who goes to Napoli and Antonio Conte will look great when they have had problems. Like have to McTominay, Kevin De Bruyne. Yes, he didn't have a good season last season at Man City's final season, but we all know he's still a quality player in general. So we're not surprised he's doing well for Napoli. But Rasmus Højlund, doing poorly for United, and of course the first game he plays for Napoli and Antonio Conte, he's shining. He looks like a completely different player. Second goal, good finish from him. Kevin De Bruyne scoring once again from the penalty. And Napoli looked very, very good again. Another win for Antonio Conte for Napoli, and I thought going forward, Napoli, they were very good. I thought they could have scored more, I have to say. So they were very good, and good start of the season again continues for Napoli. Good win, and great. And McTominay, he didn't score, but he had a good game. And This is a very important win for Napoli before their important game on Thursday against Manchester City away from home. That'll be a very interesting, tactical clash between Antonio Conte and Pep Guardiola. Very interesting. So, yeah. Speaking of Pep Guardiola and Manchester City, we're going to talk about today's Premier League games. But first, we're going to start Burnley against Liverpool. Liverpool, if you look at the 3 games they've played, it's not been the best performances from them, but they've won all of them 3. Whereas Burnley, they've had some decent against United away from home. They lost, but I thought that was a decent performance in that game. Win against Burnley, win against Derby County in the Carabao Cup. And Burnley are known for having this reputation of being defensively very, very good, as they showed in the Championship last season. So, are Burnley going to be defensive? Let's see. But I think with the quality that Liverpool have, Liverpool should win. With all due respect to Burnley, going away to Turf Moor is not easy, but I expect Liverpool to win this game. I'm going for a 2-0 win for Liverpool. The Manchester Derby, Manchester City against Manchester United. 2 teams who are not in the... have not had spectacular starts to the season. Both teams have not had great seasons last season, and they've not had spectacular starts this season. City losing the first 2 of the 3 games. They won against Wolves, a poor Wolves side, but you could also say they look very good against Wolves, and you think like, okay, this could be a different Manchester City side, but the weaknesses showed against Tottenham and against Brighton in the second half. And yeah, like Manchester City, like obviously, then no, they've had this setbacks before, and they've had poor start to the season, and they've come back. Yes, not last season. They still managed to qualify for Champions League, but I mean in terms of the title, they've not come back to win it when they've had poor run the season, poor run of form. So, but it's too early to write City off. We've seen this movie before. You write City too off and you get punished in the end. So let's wait. Yes, maybe not last season, but let's wait. Let's wait. It's still very early in the season. I think after come February, come March, if City are not in the title fight, then yeah, we could maybe start questioning about Manchester City, about Pep Guardiola. Can this City team go again after having the setback of not winning the Premier League last season and having a poor season? Or it's like, oh, they've won lots of trophies, so we're fed up of winning, so but let's see. And City have spent a lot of money in the last 12 months, I would say. Lots of changes, lots of players leaving and coming, so but yeah, they've not had a good start. But Donnarumma, he should play in this game. I expect to make his debut. Funny quote, funny answer from Pep, especially when the reporter asked him the question what Donnarumma brings to Man City compared to last season, and he said he's so tall that he gave us. He's so huge, and he had that wink. I mean, classic Pep answer, honestly. But anyway, Donnarumma obviously we know that he's not good in distribution, but we know that he can show that he's very good in this kind of biggest stages, like in Champions League against Liverpool in the Champions League last season. Fantastic. He's shown that he can do well in this kind of big games. He's a very good goalkeeper, good reputation, winning trophies, Euros and Champions League. He's the best goalkeeper in the world right now, in my opinion. How well he's performed for PSG last season. And he's been very, very good. He's a top quality goalkeeper. So for sure, he will help City in defense, attack as a goalkeeper, and maybe defensive as well. People say, oh, but he's not a good player for the back. But I think that could help City because, defensively City are weak. So, even if they try to play up from the back, are those City players good enough to do that when City defensively they're not that great? So. Let's see, but I think it's a good signing for City. Yes, it's not a typical Pep signing, but I expect him to deliver for City. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. Manchester United, however, they're not going to play the debut goalkeeper Leemans, who they just signed in. He's going to play Binder. Ruben Amorim said. Very interesting choice. Maybe he wants, Le Mans to delve in and know about the Premier League, the pace of the Premier League, the intensity of the Premier League, etc. And people say, but Donnarumma can play in this game. Why is the opposite for Le Mans? Well, Donnarumma is very experienced in this kind of big stages. He used to play in Champions Leagues and big games, and whereas Le Mans, the guy, the sign from Ray Antwerp, he's not used to these games, and he's young as well. Let's not forget. So, yeah, that's the reason why. So I understand that choice from Amorim, but by the way, we all know he's not good enough in my opinion. So, yeah, but my view on the game, I think City will try to dominate the game, will try to have possession, will try to control, will try to create chances. Whereas United, to be honest with you, I don't know if Amram is willing to adapt and be defensive and play on the counter-attack, or try to press, like maybe Tottenham did to some extent, press Man City, force them into mistakes. And United can win at the Etihad. They showed that last season, even though they were so bad last season, United. So, yeah, but my score prediction, but it's kind of interesting because it's kind of interesting how Ruben Amorim approaches this game. Will he go defensive? Will he attack? I think he will attack. You try to force City mistakes and try to press. But will at some point maybe he will have to be like, okay, let's be cautious here. So it's gonna be interesting. I think most likely he will go for it, but it will be interesting whether at some point in the game he will be defensive or not. Let's see what happens. But I expect City to have possession, to create chances, as we know. My score prediction, I'm going for a 2-1 win for Manchester City. So that's my prediction. That's it, guys. Thank you. I wish you have a nice day. See you tomorrow, hopefully, and have a nice day. Bye.